Alright, first of all, if you guys have not seen my playthrough of Love Bakudan and you haven't gone through Yuki's route yet, I recommend you either play through her route first or just watch my playthrough of it, because I am going to be talking a little bit about her route. But for the most part, as you can see with this new sprite right here, I did go through Angel's route. I did tell you that I only planned on playing one route on the channel, and then I'm gonna play the other routes on my own time, and that's what I decided to do. I decided to finally get myself and play Angel's route. And if you guys don't know who Angel is, she is the idol. She was the girl in the mask and sunglasses who just freaking goes around the shop being totally not suspicious at all. And you can sort of guess who she was through the soulmate quiz. She was the girl who is obsessed with you, you know, you are the center of her world and everything. And I remember when I first saw that and I saw, you know, your first little impression of her before you took the soulmate quiz, I had the feeling that she had a bit of the yandere tendencies, so that's exactly why I decided to go for her route. And I gotta say, before I get into like full spoiler mode, I gotta say, I really enjoyed her route. I might like it a little bit more than Yuki, but I think the reason why I enjoy it so much is because I had played through Yuki's route first, so I knew a little bit of other things about, you know, other characters, since you do get to see them coming back onto it again, which I really like. But I gotta say, going through Yuki's route and knowing the things that I know from her route and getting to see the way things play out in Angel's route, it is fantastic. And like I said, she has a bit of the yandere tendency, and I sort of wish we get to see it a little bit more for her, but eventually another plotline just takes over. And in terms of the story structure, Angel's route is quite similar to Yuki's route, and I have a bit, not to say, well, it's a little less of a nitpick and just a critique that I have on it overall. It just doesn't really hit that believability for me. In terms of the H scenes, I do like Angel's a little bit more, just cause I don't know, I felt like it hit for me a little bit better and it didn't feel like it dragged on for too long, albeit it still had the same issue of just Haruka and Angel herself just constantly saying fuck. It's a lot of F-bombs are just dropped during those during those scenes, and I don't know, I feel like maybe we could use some other things other than just the constant F-bombs, and this is coming from someone who drops them on the regular. After I went through Angel's route, I was going to play Himiko's route next, but I will say going through Angel's route makes me really want to go through another route. Despite me not wanting it in the first place, but going through her route and going to see the other characters really makes me want to play her route as well. But you'll just have to figure out once I hit into the spoiler arena. And in terms of the spoiler arena, might as well get into it, because why not? Alright, first thing I gotta say is Himeko sure gets around, doesn't she? You play through Yuki's route, Sei ends up dating Himeko, and then what happens in this route? Himeko and Yuki meet, and so the two of them start dating, and all I can think of is like, I hope this is a thing. I hope like in every route that you're not playing with Himeko, she just ends up with someone else. But that's my first impression of Himeko. I'm like, damn, dude. I mean, not to say that it's not like she's dating all of them. I'm not saying Himiko's dating all of them at once, but like she is getting in both of these playthroughs. She is like getting with someone, and it is just fantastic. This is what I was speaking of. This is, oh shit. Okay, it was a little bit too big. But like in this part, right? The both of them just meet. They have a nice little meet cute feel, and Sei and Haruka just leave them alone. And then later on, we see Yuki coming to Haruka, kind of like to ask for her permission almost, saying that, hey, I'm dating Himeko now. And Haruka, in this route, doesn't really understand that Yuki's in love with her for all these years. So she's just kind of like, why are you coming and telling me, saying it like that anyways, you know? It's a little odd, I don't know. And it's again, it's just very nice playing through routes that you sorta know what's going on, or in terms of like knowing with the other characters. So just seeing that part, I was just like, Haruka, if only you know, my girl. But anyways, the first part of Love Bakudan is actually you meeting with Angel, and then, well, you didn't know that she was Angel during that time, but she, I mean, Sei comes to you and she's like, wow, I won these tickets that I didn't even know that I entered in, but how lucky is that? And there's 2 tickets, so I'm gonna invite Haruka to come with me. In my head, I was like, of course this is Angel's doing, this is this girl's doing. She's probably putting, she probably put the ticket in for Sei so then Sei can invite her. And so that's what we sort of have with these 2 girls going to meet with oh, there she is. She goes to meet with Angel, and I'll say Angel looks very nice. I really like her character design. I say as I'm blocking her, but you know, I albeit she does hold that fucking expression that is that gets me very worried and concerned for Haruka throughout the entire thing. I was just kind of like, oh no, she's a yandere, Haruka. Run for your fucking life. But Haruka's over here like, you know, having a girl who's needy for me is not that bad. It's not that bad at all. And I'm over here like, I mean, if I get it, you know, some people like needy girls or needy guys, whatever, you know, they like someone who, some people like someone who is needy for them, but I feel like there's a certain level of when you should tell them to fucking back off and have some time to yourself. But this scene, that whole scene with like them meeting and everything, I really like it. And just them having a nice little time, and Angel being very straightforward with Haruka, and I do like that about Angel, albeit that's really just me really liking straightforward people. You know, I like people who don't really say much bullshit, and they just tell you exactly what they think, even if it's not exactly the nicest thing. So that's why I like these sort of characters. So, oh shit, I have to, hold on. They're making me play through the book again. We also get this slow dynamic between Angel and Yuki, where Angel considers she's like the needy and like jealous girl. She wants you all the time, and she sees the way that you're interacting with Yuki, and she doesn't like that. And when her yandere tendency starts to come up, and she's over here like, I'm thinking about all the ways that I can murder your friend. And then Haruka's just over here like, what? And Angel's like, tee, just kidding. I'm just joking with you. At that point, just run away, Haruka. Just stop. And this was like on their first date too. Oh man, don't even get me started on the whole fact that Angel is friends with Teru, because the first thing that she wanted to do on their first date together, right, with Angel and Haruka, is the fact that she wanted to go to the Tiger's Den. And Haruka doesn't know the Tiger's Den in this route, but we know, if you've followed my playthrough to Yuki's route, or if you've played through her route, we know that the Tiger's Den is where Teru works, Teru's the boss of that place, and she is basically holding Yuki hostage via this contract or via the amount of money that she owes her. And you just find out that Angel is friends with Teru, and all I could think of was like, oh man, the MAFIA. Yeah, I just can't escape the MAFIA. We've got the MAFIA in Yuki's route, and now in Angel's route, we've got the MAFIA again. Except this time, with Yuki's route, the Mafia was our enemy. But in Angel's route, the Mafia is actually our ally and our solution. which is just fantastic. Okay, the scene that I'm obviously blocking, we do get a glimpse of what Angel's current situation is, where her manager doesn't let her go out at night, and so she had to escape through the fire exit of her hotel in order to get to where Haruka is. And then this is where we learn that she's friends with the frickin' mobster, and she goes into the bar. We get to meet Teru. We get to see Yuki right here, and overall, very nice. I really look, Teru, I did say that playing through Angel's route made me want to play another person's route, and that has to be Teru. And I don't know, it's just nice, you know. I really like Teru in this route, but again, that's mainly because she's more or less your ally in this part. And we got to see a little glimpse, if you haven't played through Yuki's route, we get to see a little glimpse of Teru being upset the fact that Yuki is dating Himeko, to which, like, goddamn, dude, I don't know how Himiko's gonna handle this situation compared to Haruka. Himeko is a protagonist of her own rights. She's going through Yuki's route right now. It's like, goddamn, she's going through Yuki's route simultaneously while Haruka's going through Angel's route. So actually, I think, oh man, this is the part where she says it, right? Angel says, I was thinking of ways to kill her in her sleep with how she looked at you. And then Haruka's just like, what? Just kidding, obviously. Haruka, run for your life. Run. Your friends are in danger. But for the most part, that problem with Yuki is solved by Yuki just telling Angel, like, yo dog, I'm fucking dating someone else, so like, chill. But I guess going to a bar, having a couple drinks, having some nice conversation, and then going out to walk was a pretty good date, I guess. They had a pretty good date, and then this is when we get hit with this character, which I also like because so basically, this is the manager, but we've seen her before in Yuki's route when she goes to the bookstore to buy some things, and I think she might have bought something related to idols as well. But I like that I've seen her character model before in Yuki's route. And again, just playing through Yuki's route enhances things for me, and also we learn that this manager is also Angel's mom as well, albeit it's her adoptive mom, and she she picked her up from the street, did some shady shit, and then got her into the idol life, and Angel doesn't really know anything else besides the idol life. Consider that this is how she was raised by this woman. I forgot what her name is, but I like that because Angel is Korean, and so her mom is also Korean, and they're debuting in Japan right now. And so the both of them are sort of having a conversation in Korean, and while Haruka's just sitting here like, I don't know what's going on, but this does not sound like a healthy conversation. But we see that her mom was about to strike Angel, and Haruka stops her, and that was the part where things go down. Things go down because Angel had told her to not say anything, to not butt in, because this would put her life in danger, essentially. Which just makes me laugh so much because later on, oh, actually, this is, I need to get past this scene, but this is the first H scene between these two, and they're basically having phone sex, and you know what? I'm totally fine with that. At the very least, they didn't blue ball themselves like what had happened in Yuki's route. I'm just saying. Before I forget anything, I need to, there you go. I need to put yes on the sensor so that I don't have to do it myself. But yeah, they had a bit of a phone schmex. Holy shit, that's a big bird and a fucking bunny. Did I just see that right? Oh no, these are not birds, they're just bunnies. Oh god, they're different animals for different Oh, that is so funny. Look at that shit. Oh, I love the censorship in this game. I think it's my favorite thing. It's so funny. Anyways, they had the phone sex, and it went for a short while, and I really like it. Albeit, I feel like with Angel and with her bit of a yandere tendency, and especially with how her mom is, I sort of expected her to have, I don't know, more of a different sort of fantasy, because she said that the thing that she really wanted to fulfill the most in terms of her sexual fantasy, I'm talking about Angel, is that she wanted to be fucked in the showers. And all I could think of is, of all the things that you want for your wildest fantasy, it is to be fucked in the showers. Really? Like, it's not... I'm just saying, I expected something more, and she did say that she also wanted to straddle on top of Haruka and fucking wrapped her hands around her neck, so there's also that. Was the sort of thing I was expecting, but like the whole being fucked in the showers, I don't know, there's just something, you know, there's just something about wrinkly fingers that really gets to her. And for the most part, we did get the fulfillment of her getting fucked in the showers, so I thought that was really nice, albeit we didn't get to see the other one with her, choking Haruka out, I guess. Just saying, just a little nitpick. But after their first date and their low phone sex, Haruka goes to tell Sei about the fact that she's dating Angel, and Sei's just kind of like, yo dog, maybe you should check up the rumors about her before you continue on with this relationship, you know? Rumors are just rumors, but I just want to let you know as a good friend, and Sei is a good friend, you know? She's a great friend, I appreciate her. But, we have... Yeah, so this is the part when Haruka goes to talk about, girl goes on the internet to read all of the rumors and everything, and we find out that people actually know that the Wings manager is a fucking bitch. To say the least, you know? And this is the part where we learn about Kang Sohee. I don't know how to say that, but apparently they had the rumor of the both of them potentially dating, and then something happened, and Kang Sohee sort of just disappeared off of the face of the earth, and people were assuming maybe she died, you know, maybe Angel killed her, and this was more or less a red herring to talk about Angel's yandere tendencies. And I was just kind of like, yeah, let's fucking see where this goes. But this is something that we find out later on, that it wasn't actually Angel's doing, but it was actually her mom's doing. And apparently maybe her mom, I don't know, her mom hired some thugs and they injured Kang Sohee's eyes. So because of that, you know, she had to quit the whole idol thing. But yeah, it was just a red herring, because Angel didn't really do that, and this is the part where, well, I mean, I have to get through this book part first. Okay, getting back to where I was. This is the part where Angel's yandere tendencies is sorta put in the back burner for the most part, because the antagonist of this, aka Angel's manager / mom, comes in, and, you know, what's a better way of celebrating your first date with someone than for their mom to drive you to the middle of nowhere in a street or something, and for her to just start beating the fuck out of you, and then leave you in the road for you to have to call a cab yourself and drive back home. I don't know about you, but if this was my first, if I went on a date with someone and then I get fucking beat by their mom, I'm just saying, I don't, even if I'm like somehow like am infatuated with that person, at that point I'd just be like, maybe let's not. Maybe let's not. Haruka goes home at this point, and this is the part where we see that somehow Angel got into her room, despite it being, I assume, locked for the most part. And Haruko's just over here like, how'd you get into my house? How'd you get into my store? And Angel's just like, it's a long story. And then she doesn't explain it, and it's like, hey, I don't know, Angel. Maybe you should explain to Haruka how you got into her fucking house. Like, just a nice little breaking and entering. Hee hee. But at this part is when I had realized that Angel's plotline is quite similar to Yuki's, because Yuki is bound to have to work for someone, aka Teru, while Angel is bound by a contract. Well, Yuki's bound by money being owed, but Angel's being bound by a contract in order to continue working as an idol for her mom, but she wants to quit being an idol. So in terms of that, it's quite similar. And what makes it even more similar is the fact that Angel is just over here like, BT dubs, I have a plan. And I just need you to help me out with this plan. And this is the part where I have a bit of a critique for, because the whole feeling of Yuki's plan and Haruka wanting to get her out of it, and this isn't the other CG, that they actually have like 4 CGs. One of it is usually the non-H scenes, and then the other 3 are the H scenes, so it's very nice, and they kind of come and go in any orders that they want. But yeah, this is the part where she tells you about her troubles, and Haruka's just over here like, aight fam, I'll go and help you out. And that's the critique that I have, which for the most part, I can understand why she wants to help out Yuki, even if she's just started dating Yuki, and that's because they've had a prior relationship before, and that was them being childhood friends, and you can see from the way that they talk, from the way that they reminisce all the time from their childhood, you know that they've have a bigger relationship than you realize, or, I mean, they have a prior relationship with each other. But for Angel and Haruka, I mean, I didn't even talk about how Angel fell in love with Haruka in the first place. Like, she met Haruka while Haruka was drunk in Tokyo, and she was getting harassed by some people, and Haruka came in to save her, and because of that, Angel became obsessive with her and just fell in love, and, you know, it was just a coincidence that they just happened to be here in this town, and she just happened to see Haruka in this town when Haruka moved on over here. Because, of course, and that is more or less the backstory between how they met each other. But Haruka herself doesn't really remember much of it because she's drunk, and so this is really just the obsession that Angel has for Haruka. And I was just kind of like, I don't know, I don't really think this whole backstory between you two, and just the fact that you guys literally have only started dating for like a day or two before her mom came and fucking beat you up, and now Angel's over here like, alright, here's the plan. And Haruka's just like, alright, you know, I love this girl. I'm gonna risk my life for her. I mean, I understand that Haruka is all about that thug life, but like, Jesus Christ, dude. I forgot to mention that during the whole time when Haruka got brought on to that empty street and just got fucking beat by Angel's mom, I was just thinking, I want Chanami to be here. Where the fuck is Chanami? I need her to come and protect Haruka, even though she doesn't know who Haruka is in this world. I just need Chanami to be here. I do like this part of the scene when Angel goes to reintroduce herself and her saying her actual name instead of her stage name. So she goes, well, hello, Haruka Uni, and also because she's Korean, so of course she calls her Uni instead of, what is it, like, Nesan. So her full name is Hyojin Park, and I'm very pleased to re-meet you. So I really like that, and obviously her name is now switched over to Hyojin. So it's nice. I really like this scene. It's very cute, and yeah, I like it overall. Very nice. And so I will now start calling her Hyojin instead of Angel. So after that scene, we get to the hotel where them and the other idols are staying. and they go through this fucking plan of Hyojin distracts her mom while Haruka goes into her mom's room to look at some of her files and shit. And it's supposed to be like this super tense situation. You know, she gets into it, she finds the things that she needs, like the passwords, and she also finds out that her mom has been keeping track of her, and also she's somehow found pictures of Haruka as a kid, which is totally not fucking weird and creepy at all. But as she's trying to do all this, she hears that her mom is coming back, so she decides to hide inside the closet, and it's supposed to be this tense shit, but the fact that Haruka and Hyojin are just texting each other this whole time, and she finds out that we also found out that her mom, whose name is Jihyeon? I don't know how to, I don't know, here, I'll show you, there you go, that's the name, I don't know, but we find out that she's having a sexual relationship with another girl named Yuna, who I don't know the stage name of. I don't know if it's Galaxier or Star who's having the sexual relationship with the manager, but there it is. And she's also been reporting everything that Hyojin's been doing to her mom, because of course she is. Whatever. But the both of them were about to get it on, and Haruka's just in the fucking closet texting like, "Ugh, your mom's about to get it on with some girl, I wanna fucking die." And then you just see the text that Hyojin sends back like, "What? Ew!" It's so fucking funny. But for the most part, the plan sort of goes smoothly. They've got what they needed. They go back to the parking, and then somehow Haruka ends up inside Hyojin's bedroom, because they're not really gonna check not her bedroom, but you know, her hotel room, because since they're not gonna come in and check in her hotel room. And this is the part where we have Hyojin's fantasy come true, because she gets fucked in the shower. Is that a bunny? It's another bunny. Oh my god. What a picture. Oh, so beautiful, dude. But I sort of don't like this CG scenes because of well, you can't see it because it's censored, but you see Haruka's arm, but it's like cut off, and it looks very gamey, where when you're playing like those flash games and you see like this fucking separated hand, this detached hand that you see, and it's a really odd thing. I don't know why they couldn't have just completed the arm and just finish it and make it look like you're in first person instead of looking like it's a flash game. But that's my nitpick with this scene. But overall, this is a nice scene. I really like it. They had the schmacks, and they went to sleep, and then the next day they were going to not really start with they're starting their plan, and like Haruka was just waiting, and they end up taking a nap, and then the next day that's when the whole plan is gonna come. And honestly, dude, this is my favorite part of the story, because it's like, what the fuck, dude? What? Hyojin has hired the MAFIA to come after her mom. Oh yeah, I also forgot, in the last scene, Hyojin had told Haruka how she became friends with Teru, and we had learned this earlier as well, that she is very good in calligraphy. And what does she do with that calligraphy skills? She works with Teru to forge contracts and shit. And this is how she was going to get rid of the contract that she has with her mom. Like, she's gonna get that shit ripped up. She's forging a separate contract that allows her to leave, along with like the signature of her mom, I would assume. So that's what the plan is. But the thing is with the MAFIA right now, right, with inviting Teru to come on over. By the way, Chanami's in here too. Very nice, because Chanami's a Wings fan. So the fact is, she's getting the MAFIA to come over, so then they can beat the shit out of her mom. So during this whole scene with Teru coming in and fucking being the girl boss that she is, this was when I was like, yeah, you know what? I might consider going on Teru's route and see what's up. Teru's just too cool. We see how she's a little cutie she's a little cutie in Yuki's route, albeit I did mention how that part felt a little odd, but here we are with this. But we see Teru just coming in, and then they just go and they fucking beat her ass in the other room, and it's just so fucking funny. Haruka's narration is just like, yeah, so I'm hearing her just fucking yell and just fucking grunting over there as she's getting her ass beat, but I'm gonna go watch the TV now if you need me. Or they're gonna watch it on Chanami's screen. We get to see a nice little interaction between her and Chanami, which is always nice. Chanami, I love her. She's a great gal. and then my favorite thing was, what was it? Let me go on over here. So she says, when they announced that they were going to do another 3 songs in the road, I decided I actually quite like to give Jihyeon, I don't know, a piece of my mind after all. And when I saw this, I thought she was going to come in and fucking join in on the beating. I thought she was going to do that. But no, she was just really here to talk to Jihyeon and just being like, yeah, bitch, why the fuck you do all this in the first place? And then they got the announcement for her to watch it, and then for her to be like, what the fuck's going on? And then Haruka's just over here like, haha, I'm going on the Twitter and the everything, and I'm gonna post it on social media that Angel is quitting Wings. And towards the end, you know, Jihyeon is over here talking smack, and Chanami comes into the rescue and just knocks her out. It was some good shit. We saw her getting the freedom that she wanted. Everything went extremely smoothly, which I was just kind of like, It was sort of the same feeling with Yuki. Like, they've had this plan that they've done for years now, and now that they've done it, everything goes smoothly, and it was just kind of like, okay, cool, I guess. Then again, this is what happens when you hire the MAFIA. They will get shit done. and as Haruka says towards the end of this, crime does pay. It's good to be the villain. Or it's good to be the MAFIA. And so after that, we get hit with, we get hit with the epilogue. And I will say I very much enjoy this epilogue more than I do Yuki's. And the reason for that is once the epilogue hit, they're just there. You know, we don't get the journey of them going from the place that they were at to this winter campsite or whatever that they're at. And so because of that, we don't really get descriptions of this area that they're in. And I'm just saying, like, we're never going to see this place again. It's like towards the end, you don't really need the description, just like with what Yuki's route was doing, where we just have this whole description of like the freaking town. We don't need that. We genuinely don't. Just need to give us a little few details to put the imagery in it for us, and then hit us with the H scene, because that's what these epilogues are for, just getting hit with the second H scene. And this second H scene is actually pretty nice. I actually like it as well. Still a whole lot of fucks going around, and again, I wish there was a little less of that, but it was still a pretty nice scene, and I really like it. And we do see a little bit of her yandere tendency at work here, but it's very minute when you compare it to her mom. But we can also see why she has these sort of tendencies in the first place. But again, it ends up being a little bit minute compared to her mom, and I feel a little sad that we don't get to see her go full yandere, but maybe that's just me, maybe that's for the 7th route that is supposedly a little bit darker. We'll just have to see. Oh yeah, and also during the epilogue, we get a little flashback and we learn about what Hyojin's doing now that she's not an idol anymore, which she just goes back to working for Teru and doing forgeries. And Haruka has no problem with that. She's just like, she's committing crimes right now. It's alright. It's the woman that I love. It's okay. And going back to the whole, like, you've really only known her for like a short amount of time, and you've already done all this shit for her, and it's like, I love her and all that jazz. And it's like, it really feels like you're really only doing it because of a fucking soulmate magazine that tells you that she's her soulmate, she's your soulmate, and that soulmate magazine is very specific in telling you what sort of girl they are. But anyways, yeah, it was a nice thing. They had a nice little, oh my god, what the fuck? There's so many bunnies. Oh my god, how many bunnies are there? There's like 4 of them. Oh my god. It's so covered. Oh my god. Oh, what a fucking climax of a fucking route. Anyways, this was a nice scene. I enjoyed it. Oh yeah, and then we have the drop of a bombshell for Haruka anyways. I feel like you should have figured it out anyways, but this is towards the end, you know, she says, by the way, Haruka, remember when Sei won that contest? I put those tickets in her mailbox. And then it just her laughing it off. And then it just ends like that, right? Morning's hibiscus. It just ends like that, and it was just like, okay. Cool. Like, I think most people who play it have figured that you're the one who freaking put the damn ticket in. But thanks for letting us know, you know? Thanks for spelling it out to us. But that's the end of that route. I think it was about 6-ish hours. I really liked it. Again, it does feel similar to Yuki, and like what I said about the critique of not really landing as well in terms of like the plan and like the whole action thing with Yuki is because they don't have that prior relationship with them. And so the feeling of Haruka doing this shit for her is kind of odd. Just saying, it's kind of odd. I consider that, I think, was Yuki's route 1 out of 7? Was she the sort of like the first route? I don't know which one is written first. I would sort of assume it's Yuki, and then they in terms of like the storyboard, they put angels after Hyojin's. But I don't know. I don't know. It's similar, and it just kind of gives me a bit of feelings of My Sweet Homies. Where in every route there's always the same element of the issue, which is family problems. and right now, with these 2 routes, I'll have to go through Himeko's route and see how that goes, but I'm hoping Himeko's route is a little bit more tamed in terms of the story, but not the H scenes, but we will just have to see how that goes. But yeah, I really enjoyed her route. It was a very nice, it was a very nice route. It was just fucking stupid crazy. And I loved it. It was much more enjoyable, but as I said again, I feel like playing through Yuki's route really enhanced it. I forgot to mention about that part where towards the end with Teru's last words, she was like, oh, can you get me a date with Yuki? And then it just ended off right there, and we didn't really have Haruka react to it or anything, and it was just kind of like, what the fuck? What do you mean getting a date with her? She's dating Himeko already. And towards with her beating up her mom, Angel's mom. Teru beating up Angel's mom. And she was talking about like, oh wow, I can't believe you fucking got your daughter into this contract, and then now you're forcing her to stay. And all I can think of is, Teru, you're doing the exact same thing. And then Teru goes and says it, and she's like, oh, just, you know, it kind of reminds me of a certain bartender at my workplace. And it was just like, Teru, stop. Like, I'm glad that you're out here fucking beating her up, but like, you're doing the same shit that she's doing right now. It does make me wonder, if you do play through Teru's route, will you eventually find out about the contract that she keeps on Yuki, and will you be able to get her to cancel that contract? Consider that if you do get Teru to fall in love with you and you get onto this route with her and all that, You know, will she do that? Or will you somehow end up dating Teru and then Yuki has to fucking... I hope Yuki also gets with someone during Teru's route, because if she doesn't, that would be really sad. You know, the one reason why I've been putting off with playing other people's route for so long is because I felt bad for Yuki. Alright, she's this girl who's been in love with you for so long, and you're just out here falling for some other girl. I felt bad, that's why I haven't played anything else, but they really got that situation out of the way by getting Yuki to end up dating Himeko, and I was just kind of like, alright, you know, cool, like, she's gonna fucking, she's got someone else now, so that's, I feel better now. I feel better now. But anyways, that is it for my little bad ramblings of Love Bakudan and for Angel's route anyways. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.